Wentz is back. He's looking, still looking. He starts to go. He is firing. Scott! Touchdown! Boston Scott!
What a catch.
Corner at the goal line and went in.
What a catch. What a throw. What a catch. It's a back shoulder throw by Carson Wentz.
This is amazing.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Two Brothers, Same Mother. We actually have an opportunity to do something we haven't had a chance to do a lot of.
Only one other time.
Which is, we got to win, baby. Yeah.
Victory!
I have mixed feelings about it, just because of the fact I still feel like the Eagles are a way better team than the Giants, and we made our mistakes and you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I had to remind myself what the offense is dealing with, and honestly what the defense is dealing with too. You know, so.
Well, not to mention, let's be honest. I don't know what it is about that blue up in New York. Even in our 2017 Super Bowl run, when we were beating teams by like 30 points a game, we still struggled both games against the Giants. So,
yeah, what I will say is this. I mean, and you've said it over and over again when we do picks and stuff like that. Divisional games seem to always be tough.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we'll get into it, but like that Cincinnati. Cleveland joint.
Oh, we gonna get into a whole bunch of that.
Actually, it was a fun-filled Sunday. I mean, it made it funny that, you know, we weren't stressing over what the Eagles were going to do, but it was just to be able to sit back and enjoy some cold ones and just chill.
Let's go into what went right. Now, there's one interesting thing, because I haven't had a chance to rewatch the game since Thursday, and I know you actually got a chance to watch the game again.
Yes,
and you
Friday
know,
I watched it. Yes.
You have a little bit more of a coacher mentality than I did, because you actually had a chance to really coach the game.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I mean, you know, I played in high school, I played a little bit in college. It's totally different. So I wanted to ask you, if the top thing that went right, what would it be?
The top thing that went right would probably be, once again, Fogum. He just continues to climb. And at first I was just like, he had a game. But then I watched it, and then I saw the stats, and I was just like, oh, this kid once again had 5-6 catches for 70-something yards, for like 72 yards or 75 yards, something like that. He just didn't have the touchdown, but it's just like, yo, this dude, you know what I mean? So it's the progression, and I was glad to see Greg Ward get into the end zone too. So, you know what I mean? He's a workhorse, man. He gets you 3-4 catches every time, every week. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is from the slot. And somebody else stepped up really big. Richard Rodgers.
Yeah,
Really big.
Good old Dick Rod.
Old Dick Rod. Dick Rod. Yo, he really balled out. And then on the defensive side, to put in words with Brandon Graham, which I would have never thought I would have said the first 2 years of his career, what he means to this team, is you can't even put into words, man. Like, he just works and just keeps fighting. And for what he does, listen, he's not going to put up the numbers that Trent Cole or Reggie White did as far as sack numbers, but how he plays the run, how he plays, how he just keeps going and going. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he did certain things wrong in that game, but he just keeps coming, kind of like our quarterback. Like, it's just, you know.
Well, a couple key things I wanted to point out. One, I'd heard this, and I was trying to find the exact numbers. I can't right now, but Travis Fulgham is actually now one of the top 10 selling jerseys in the NFL, which is crazy, because NFL still didn't even have a Travis Fulgham jersey until a couple weeks ago for sale. And it started with people, you know, from Philly getting the custom jerseys, but it's not just Philadelphia. It's not just South Jersey. It's not just Delaware. It's everybody is kind of taking notice, which you mentioned with the fantasy point, people picking them up in fantasy. The other thing is with Brandon Graham, the one knock on Brandon Graham is that he's never had double-digit sacks. We are about to play week 8, and he's up to 6.
Yeah.
And you know, that could be a product of how well he's doing. It's also a product of maybe some of the offensive lines that we've played. But for a guy that, you know, year 3 of his career, people thought he was just a bust. to be doing what he's doing and be the unquestioned leader of that defense.
Now, I don't think it's the offensive lines that we have played some beautiful. But he had 2 sacks against Lamar. And the Ravens' defense is pretty good. I mean, get it, they're missing. I mean, Yonder retired on him, who arguably is going to be an HOFer, but. Right. And you're an older player, too. It's not like he's the spring chicken.
So I wanted to point out one other thing as far as what went right, and it's someone who has been under the radar. Someone, I pointed this out on a radio station in Philadelphia. Greg Ward has become a very stable receiver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, every game, 3-4 catches. And like I said, it doesn't sound like a lot. You know, yo, it's just it's just the little things that he's done. Like, it's just the little things. Like, during blocking downfield, it's just the little things. I really like the development of these young players around Carson. I just wish Rager wasn't hurt so we could see what he could do.
Absolutely. And I mean, you had this conversation. I mean, you know, I know me personally, I watch a lot more college football than you do. Advantage of having the weekends off. And when the draft came up, I know, don't let me rub it in. Yeah. But the fact that I personally saw what Justin Jefferson did at LSU. I saw what T. Higgins did for Clemson. And I wanted those guys when they were on the board. I mean, granted, of course, just like anybody else, I wanted CeeDee Lamb, but you couldn't make the trade or whatever. Okay, right. Fine. So when Rager was drafted, and because of some of the decisions how he made in the past, I was a bit upset. Not as upset as the Jalen Hurts pick, but we're not going to get into that today, okay? And my feeling is just that because of the fact Higgins and Justin Jefferson, granted, it took them a few weeks to get in and get it acclimated, which is understandable, but they're having such good seasons, it puts even more pressure on Jalen Rager to really come out with a bang once he comes back from injury. And I think that we have to trust this coaching staff, which is what I'm going to lead into what went wrong, to kind of calm him down. And I want to start with this coaching staff with what went wrong. We say at this point, Carson is Carson. He is not your pocket passer. He reminds me of kind of Elway and Favre. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's a mix. If a scientist wanted to make a prototypical Ben Roethlisberger, but another scientist wanted to make a Brett Favre, so they kind of intertwined and made the DNA. There you have Carson Wentz. You have a big guy like Ben, who isn't the fastest in the world, but is elusive and hard to bring down, and can get you a tough first down, like a Big Ben can, but yet is going to throw completely across his body, is going to see a 5-yard in route in front of him and decide to chuck it up in the double coverage.
Like Favre does.
Yeah, 50 yards downfield like Brett Favre. So
and just to be clear, I'm not saying Wentz is as good as Favre or Ross.
Right, we're not.
But he does have potential to maybe get to that. He has a long way to go.
Yeah, he's only his 5th year. He's only his 5th year.
So, but you could watch where Wentz, before he threw that pick where he was, throwing it into like double coverage to Hightower, which, I mean, I think you thought the same thing. I thought he was throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought too.
You could see before that though, because right before that was when he threw across his body trying to get to Fulgham, which Fulgham, you could argue should have caught it. That's the time where you need to calm down your player. Hey, whoa, easy,
yeah,
easy, Bronco.
Right. There's a famous clip of Holmgren saying to Brett Favre,
"No more rocket balls, please."
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that was I think that was like the Super Bowl year, like for the Packers. So that was like his first year. Like that was him going.
But to me, and you can tell me better than me, when you need to calm down a player, you don't necessarily have to burn a timeout, but maybe that's the time where you call a draw play or a run play or something. Hey, let's relax him a minute.
Right. Well, you're in this headset. And you're like, dude, chill. All right, like, here's the play. Hey, listen. Chill with that. Okay, do me a favor. You're going to kill me. I mean, I know you only have a certain amount of time to play, but just say, hey. But, yeah, you may go to the run. But to go back to get off Carson, because we wanted to talk about...
Well, I'm staying on the coaching, yes. And I've just started with that, with just,
Is coaching... I want to start off by saying Huntley is not Sanders. It's not 2-6, okay? He's not going to be your starter. But he struggled with route running and ball location. It's fine. But he hit the holes very well. He actually picked up on some blitzes, things like that, which a lot of Eagles running backs in the past, no matter whether it was Andy era or this, couldn't do.
Well, you look at was it Clement that just got trucked, or was it Scott? I mean, there was just one play where he just got trucked.
A lot of times, Scott, God bless his soul, he tries to stick his head in there and gets ran over. But he, Clement, he's just not picking up the blitzes. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes he's kind of starting to be like Smallwood was. But went away from this kid Huntley way too early, and just kept Scott. Like, you get what I'm saying? And it was just like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? You're inside the 5-yard line, and you're running up the gut, which is the strength of the Giants defense. And Leonard Williams was looking like he was with the Jets because he was struggling. And you're a 5 foot.
And that's, by the way, this won't be breaking by the time you see this, but it's breaking for what just happened. Odell Beckham Jr. done for the year.
Wow.
Tore his ACL. And I'm curious to see what Cleveland's going to do with losing a piece like that, because that's the other thing. And with what went wrong, I think, with the Eagles, it's just, dude, the injuries, man, just keep on happening. And I'm wondering if I know we want to talk about the Cowboys game. The Cowboys have to go with this 7th round pick, their 3rd-string quarterback.
I mean, Andy Dalton got fucking murdered yesterday, dude. And they didn't do shit. Barely checked his pulse. They didn't do a damn thing. You witnessed the murder, and they were just like, shit, man, get this ginger off the fucking field.
Do you play Lane Johnson at that point because he's struggling so much with his injury? Or do you rest him knowing that the bye week's coming up and say, hey, we can win this. We can win an ugly game without him. Because we're going to need him for when we play the Clevelands, for when we play the Arizonas, for when we play the Seattles, and, that stretch run.
It's a divisional game against the Cowboys. I would still take a 75% Lane Johnson going against DeMarcus Lawrence, other than 100% of Driscoll.
Driscoll, yes.
Yeah, I would definitely rather
Jack Driscoll. Not
Jack
Sheik.
Driscoll. I would definitely 100%. It just is.
I don't know, only because Jack didn't play that bad when he was in there. And the reason why I say that is if you're talking, and this is what I've heard, that Lane Johnson has a high possibility of re-injuring himself to the point where he'd be out for the year.
With the level 1 strain that he has, he's not going to re-injure it if you tape it up right. But to go with 2 rookie tackles against them, I would rather have Lane out there.
Right.
And then you're going into the bye week.
I got you. No, and that's an interesting thought as well. One of the other things, and it's kind of what went wrong going with coaching as well, and kind of going to Carson. And I just want to ask you, because it seemed like they had a great game plan coming in. That first drive, up tempo, not necessarily hurry up, but up tempo, boom, boom, boom. And then for some reason, we went up 7-0, and then we said, all right, guys, we're going to huddle and break the huddle with 11 seconds to go.
Well, yeah, it's mind you, we had eight red zone trips. 8. And came out 3 times with nothing. You get what I'm saying? That game shouldn't even been close. Even if we kicked 3 field goals there. Well, if fucking Jake Elliott can make one.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, and we're not going to spend much time
right.
on what went wrong, Jake Elliott and the contract. If you cut Jake Elliott, it's over $8 million against the cap.
This year, and then next year, over 5.
Why a kicker has that isn't your boy in Baltimore, I don't know.
Right. And it's crazy because when you heard the extension, you're like, okay, 5 years, $20 million. You're like, all right, that's 5 years. 4 years.
But you don't think all this money's guaranteed.
Right.
Especially the way that, kickers age like milk. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All we can do as Eagles fans, because of that contract, by our genius of a GM, is just hope he works himself through this.
Now I want to ask you one more thing. This is not my opinion. This is just something that I have heard a lot being in Philly.
Okay.
So I just want to be very clear because I don't want you to take a swing at me.
Okay.
Okay. So Carson Wentz, 4th down, throws a ball, a 50-50 ball to Hakeem Butler against Logan Ryan. I have heard several people say that if Wentz would have threw it to where the ball would have been over his head as opposed to number almost hip level, then it would have gave it a way better shot for that play to work. And pretty much blame Carson for why it didn't convert. And I just wanted your thoughts on that.
Well, if you throw the ball, when Carson threw the ball, if you look, the ball went high. It was a jump ball. So it wasn't a beam to his chest. It wasn't a tight rope. It was a jump ball. Hakeem Butler, or whoever.
No, you got it right.
Yeah. Had his arms. No, it wasn't Butler. It was,
You talking about Logan Ryan had it?
Logan Ryan.
Yes.
It was Logan Ryan.
Hakeem Butler's the receiver.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Logan Ryan wrapped his arms and pulled his arms down. But the kid didn't try to raise his arms up. So when the ball came, if the kid Butler would have just raised his arms up and jumped for it, whether he caught it or not, he would have caught it. It would have been up here. But he sat there and looked at the ball and then figured because the dude had his hands all over him, let me not try for it. So the ball came down and hit him there. So it was actually a jump ball. Every week, real quick, I go on a tangent, especially the last month, a tangent of when Dougie P and his coaching staff tries to be too cute for their own fucking good. And you go out there, you put this kid out there who has had 0 offensive snaps this year.
You're answering the question I was going to ask.
You know what I'm saying? 0 offensive snaps this year, putting him out there thinking, they'll never think we'll go to him. And they do it. And you get the result of why this kid has 0 catches this year. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to on that 3rd down play a couple games ago against Pittsburgh where you had, on that final drive, where you had, it was San Fran. Sorry, it was San Fran where you were trying to close the game out and that last, you didn't even have Miles Sanders out there and he wasn't hurt. Because you figured nobody's going to think we're going to run with these guys in here and try to close the game out, and they get stifled. Is that I'm the smartest guy in the room. They'll never figure that out.
Well, I'm just going to leave with this, and we'll get into it more deeper when we make our prediction for this week, because it is Dallas week.
Dallas! Fuck the Cowboys.
Right. Do you think we are going to see more of Carson throwing his that strike to Hightower and that pass to Boston Scott? Or do you think we're going to see more of Carson with his pass to Hightower that we thought was being thrown out of bounds this week?
We're going to see all 3.
I just mentioned 2.
No, you didn't. You said the deep pass to Hightower.
Oh, I meant
pass to Boston Scott, and then that one. We're going to see all 3.
All right, so we're going to see Dr. Carson and Mr. Wentz.
Yes. We're going to see all 3 every game for the next 8 to 10 years. It's just that's what it is. It's just that what it is. But the difference is that I don't think Carson is going to do it when we need a drive. 2 minutes to go, we need that drive to get down, to get either in the field goal range or to score a touchdown. That's when we're going to see the as AJ, my son AJ would say, your nephew would say, yo, he's throwing dots. You know what I mean? You're going to see dotted Carson.
Yeah, Darson. One thing we won't see, and I know we had a lot of fun with this, and I might end the show with just some of this just for good humor. We're not going to see him trip over his own feet like Daniel Jones.
No.
I thought he was playing at the vet the way that the turf monster got him.
Yo, did he? But you know what's funny? It never happened to me in football, but it happened to me just running around, playing. I ran so fast that where shit, like, it felt like my feet weren't touching the ground, and I would start to lean forward like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
I've never had that happen in football. I've had that playing basketball because for me, when I was younger, I was one of the bigger kids on the block. So for me to get the ball at like half court with nobody in front of me was just unheard of.
Right.
You just get so excited. Next thing you know, I think I'm Jordan trying to take off the free throw line and going, oh shit!
I experienced that a lot when I would throw snowballs at cars and then the driver would come out and chase us.
Yeah, see, I wasn't that kid.
I was that kid.
But I'm going to get into what we do, which is called Is It Real or Is It Fantasy? Now, we normally talk about fantasy football. Right, ooh, Twilight Zone. Which there has been some Twilight Zone things. And I'm only going to talk about one thing that kind of has to do with fantasy football, and then I'm actually going to get into kind of pretender-contender things.
Excuse me, sorry.
Mike Evans has been almost non-existent in the Bucs offense the past 2 weeks, and they just picked up Antonio Brown. Gronk is starting to look like Gronk old. Leonard Fournette's suddenly healthy. Is Mike Evans going to be more of a decoy the rest of the year?
I just think, first of all, when I first seen it, I was just like, yo, these dudes doing like some Infinity Stone shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, yo, like, I think this Antonio Brown thing is going to be a problem. And here's
I think
why.
so too.
Because Mike Evans has always been that receiver in Tampa. He was the go-to. He was that guy. And kudos to Mike Evans for realizing he's not a decoy. Like, it's not like they're like, hey, just pretend you run this route. No, run this route. But he knows he's getting double coverage, but yet he's so hyped about his other players getting that love. I don't see Antonio Brown doing that. I think he's going to be the one that...
I don't see Antonio Brown doing the Mike Evans where he's super excited that Scotty Miller got 10 catches.
Yeah.
I was just curious about that. So, because, and this is kind of selfish, I have Mike Evans on my team. So, do you think over/under 4 catches a game for Mike Evans on average the rest of the season?
Ooh, shit. 4? It'd be so much easier if you would have said like 6.
Of course, that's why I chose a nice number.
Dick.
Not Dick Rod.
Not Dick
I said
Rod.
Richard Rodgers.
I'm call flush on that. Like I think.
No, that's a push. That's a push.
Flush, push.
So,
I fucking don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, like I said, most of fantasy football, you kind of know who your players are for the most part, unless if you're going into the deep stuff. So, but I'm more curious to ask you, are these teams for real? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have faith that the Bears are for real. Granted, we haven't seen them play against the Rams Monday night, so if they get blown out, whole nother story. But are the Bears, matter of fact, I'll throw 2, are the Bears and are the Rams, are either one of them for real?
They're for real playoff contenders, not for real Super Bowl contenders.
Okay, that's fair. I'll just throw one more in there just to be fun. Is Nick Foles the quarterback of the Bears next year?
Yes.
Okay. What about the Raiders? Are the Raiders for real?
The Raiders, once again, are a playoff contender. They're young, but you're not going to win a Super Bowl with Kansas City in that division.
Okay.
Or even get to a Super Bowl with Kansas City in that division. Or win the division with Kansas City in that division.
Right.
So you're a wild card spot.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to throw 2 more things at you.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just your opinion, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
You play for the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
You just won 2 big games. One's against the Niners, and you're 3-3. That the Patriots don't look good. The Patriots actually look like they're a mess.
Yes.
And Josh Allen looks bad. And your coach decides we're going to go with the rookie.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Do you have confidence in that? When you have a chance to win the division now. Legit.
Luckily, they have Fitzpatrick in there. Because here's the thing. I think if there would have been a lot of quarterbacks, it would have caused issues in the locker room and things like that, and it would have failed. But because Fitzpatrick has been in this situation before where he's gotten benched for a younger kid, and even though he came out and said that
it broke his heart,
yeah. But at least he was up front. But yet I see Fitzpatrick being a leader and helping Tua. You get what I'm saying? And rallying the other troops like, You know what I mean? It's like that one kid, like, some of the friends like, hey, a new kid, and you're hanging out with him. He's like, no, he's all right. And you bring him around, and everybody else kind of is cool with him. So I think it's kind of like that. And here's the crazy thing. Because Fitzpatrick has been in that situation so many times, it seems like everywhere he goes, if it looks like it's too big for Tua, you can actually go back to Fitzpatrick.
Right,
So,
okay. One more I'll throw at you. Over, under.
Okay.
2 wins for the Jets this year.
No, they may win one. They might win one. And I think they win one against a team like within the last 3 weeks of the season. You know what I mean? A team that's already had their shit locked up or whatever, or don't need to go anywhere, or they're locked into their playoff spot.
I personally think the Jets get 1 win against the Jaguars. That's just my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I just think they're going. I think they're going 1-15.
Okay.
100%.
So let's go to the picks.
He's better than Juju.
So
It's an inside
hold
joke.
on.
It's an inside
We've had a
joke.
running joke. So
It started by my son.
yes, his son had a thing about Juju Smith-Schuster, and about Juju Smith-Schuster that there was 15 receivers better than him.
Right. And it's all started because there's a handful of his teammates on his football team that are diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and they were trying to say Juju was a top 5 receiver, and he just went on this tangent.
And I remember sitting there going, well, he might not be top 5, but he's top 10. And we literally sat there and named a bunch of stuff, but now it's become a running joke where, like, for example, watching the Tennessee-Pittsburgh game, the safety for Tennessee Hooker, we're like, oh, Hooker's a better receiver than Juju.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's the mailman's a better receiver than Juju. So, we'll go into that another time when we're being goofballs. The picks. Now, we both pretty much had the same record.
I actually wrote some shit down this time.
Look, he came prepared. I'm going to start, though, with those Jets. The Jets are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going to ask you who's going to win. What I am going to do is a little gambling thing. By the way, just so you know, we started a new pick segment for your gamblers out there that are like me. 6-pack of picks. I went 5-1. So if you stuck with me, you got paid. Just saying.
Of course you will.
But Kansas City is expected to win by 20 points.
They'll do it.
You think Kansas City will win by 20 points?
34-6.
Wow. Okay. I have Kansas City winning 41-17. So I have the same thing. So now we'll go to the Thursday night game. I was just curious about that because the spread's so high. Atlanta at Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your thoughts on this?
I think Carolina wins 27-24.
I have Carolina winning a little bit more of a spread, 27-21.
Okay.
Right now, Carolina's minus 2.5, so there you go. Both of us think Carolina's going to cover. New England, God, Cam Newton looks so awful. Against Buffalo, God, Josh Allen looks so awful. So, the battle of the 2 quarterbacks that need to get it right.
Right. Can't get right battle. I got Buffalo 27-13.
I got Buffalo 28-17. I just think that, I don't know if Cam's going to be able to get it right, not because of Cam. I think you're starting to see how much Tom Brady covered up the mistakes with that roster, and Julian Edelman got old real quick.
Yeah.
They have no tight ends. Their other receivers aren't that good. They have no running backs. Their offensive line is it's just there's so much, and you got to remember. 8 people opted out, including 2 of the top 3 starting defensive players. So it's just hard. It's just hard. It's not all on Cam. Las Vegas against Cleveland. Now, interesting thing is Cleveland's the favorite in this game by a field goal.
Yeah, I mean I can see that because they're more of a complete team, and I'm pretty sure that number, like you just said, while we were doing this, the thing with Odell came out, so that.
Oh yeah, it would change it drastically now.
Drastically.
So Cleveland will probably go from a 3-point favorite to maybe a 1-point underdog or something like that. Yeah.
I got Cleveland 31-30.
Nah, man, I got the Raiders. I think the Raiders win 28-24, and I think it's one of those things where, listen, the Raiders are one of those teams that are your typical, to me, average team. They beat up on bad teams. They don't look that good against good teams, really good teams, and if they're on their level, it's kind of like you don't know what you're going to get. Yeah. So, but I think the Raiders will win this one. Now, here's an interesting one. Tennessee at Cincinnati.
I got Tennessee 31-24. Tennessee's just too much for Cincinnati.
I think it's
And they just came off that loss that they should have won against Pittsburgh.
Right. I think Cincinnati puts up a really good effort, but I think they lose 31-28. And it's just one of those things, man. Tennessee's just really, really good.
Yeah, they are good.
Really, really
They're a
good.
team.
Ryan Tannehill's a lot better than I thought right now.
Oh, yeah. The issue with Tannehill in Miami was he just couldn't stay healthy.
Injuries.
Yeah, he just couldn't stay healthy.
Indianapolis coming off their bye against Detroit.
Got Indianapolis 24-21.
I got Indy 21-17.
Okay.
And now, the one interesting thing is Indy still has a great defense.
Yeah.
So, and Detroit has a pretty prolific offense, although the way Atlanta kind of shut them down for most of the game just seemed weird.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious to see if you do just watch the NFL in general, how well DeAndre Swift keeps on going as the season goes on, because he's having a great season so far. Green Bay. They're at home against the Vikings.
Green Bay. I got Green Bay 28-20.
I think Green Bay wins 31-17. And I think that it's one of those things where it might even be more than that. But I think Green Bay's going to put the smack down on. And I think they're... You got to remember, Minnesota and Green Bay have some bad blood between them, and especially with Aaron Rodgers and stuff, So any chance that they could stick it to Minnesota and really twist the knife, they're going to. Now, this, to me, is, I think, going to be the game of the week. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. And I just want to point out, I know you're not a gambler, they're predicting not only a Baltimore victory, but Baltimore is a 5-point favorite.
And it's probably because of Baltimore's coming off their bye week. Listen. When Baltimore and Pittsburgh are both good and they're both vying for that, that's some of the best football ever. Granted, I get to experience it because there are Pittsburgh fans in Maryland, and then there's, of course, Baltimore. So, the atmosphere is just unreal. It's old school heavyweight fist fight every time, especially when they're both relevant. Please don't kill me, y'all. It can go either way. I wouldn't be surprised, but I got Pittsburgh winning 27-24. Lamar has been struggling, man, and I don't know if they got it right during the bye week, but if they haven't, they're going to lose this game.
I think Baltimore goes up 21-3 and loses 27-24.
Wow.
I think that it's going to be a big comeback by Ben, and I think that Baltimore, there's going to be that chirp and even louder about maybe Lamar can't win the big game. So, now, another interesting game. And the reason why it's interesting, it doesn't seem like by record, but you got two young quarterbacks, one who looks a lot better than the other right now, but the other one doesn't look that bad either. The Chargers at the Broncos. Drew Lock is looking pretty decent.
Yeah,
Justin Herbert looks like he's going to compete for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just curious about that.
I'm going to go with the L.A. Chargers. 24-21. I think it's just going to be a good showcase of two young quarterbacks just balling out. But I definitely think Herbert's definitely he's better right now than Drew Lock.
Yeah, and Drew Lock, his biggest issue has just been injuries. He had a second game back. Even though they got trounced by KC, I don't think it was really Lock's fault.
Nah.
And they're getting healthier too. I think this is going to be really close. I think the Chargers win 31-30.
Okay.
We got San Fran at Seattle.
Seattle is pissed. If Carson Wentz had a game like Russell fucking Wilson did, he would be crucified in Independence Hall.
Why? What kind of game did he have?
He had 3 picks, and then he had a pick in the biggest moment of the game. He had three turnovers.
But he's down to his third running back, man.
I know, right? But you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. Anyway, maybe if Carson would have, married, a celebrity or something, maybe he'd get more love. I don't know.
Listen, man, you want to. Russell does really. Listen, Tyler Lockett and DJ Metcalf. Come on,
Right.
man. Please put them
Yeah,
up there. You know, I mean,
they can't hold a tower.
I mean, listen, man.
They cannot hold a candle to Arcega-Whiteside and John Hightower. Let's be real.
He was down to his third running back. I mean, who the hell is Carlos Hyde?
Yeah, who's Carlos Hyde?
You know.
Gotta be kidding me.
You know, and their defense. I mean,
He's a fucking Oregon Duck.
Jesus. I mean, look at their linebackers. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Listen. I take Nate Gary over Billy Wagner any day.
Bobby Wagner. Yes.
Well, not Bobby.
See, that's how bad he is.
Billy Wagner, I can.
Look. That's how bad he is. You don't even know his name.
Yeah, Will Wagner. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh.
What's going on here?
But anyway.
But yeah,
I think Seattle wins. Seattle wins big by 10. 27-17.
I will say this. I think you got a little bit of Jimmy G sniffing himself, and he's going to just knock down back to earth. Seattle wins 34-21. Here's a fun one. The Buccaneers against the Giants.
That'll be fucking fun. I mean, it's going to be fun because NFC least team's going to lose. 34-17.
I think the Giants are actually going to put up a good fight for a little bit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to give them 17. It's not going to be like 34-0. It's going to be like, it's going to be like a 21-10 game, and then they're just going to separate themselves.
I think it's going to be 38-20. So that's my pick. Rams at Dolphins. So Tua's first game.
I'm going with the Rams. I give them 30-21.
Tua makes his mark.
Ooh.
And the Miami Dolphins at home.
Going to lose.
They're going to win 27-21.
Mm.
However, I will say this. Random betting tip. If you're looking, Tyler Higbee, the tight end for the Rams, right now it's plus 350 to score a touchdown anytime during the game. He's going to get a touchdown. Just random. Just, And the Saints at the Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears. My upset special of the week, 28-27.
I have the Saints winning in a tight one, 20-17. I think they're starting to put some stuff together. And honestly, I mean, the Bears have a lot of coaching issues that the Eagles have. It's not a bet against Nick Foles. It's not a bet against the Bears defense. It's a bet against Nagy. Honestly, that's what it is. And then we get to an interesting game. Cowboys at the good guys. Now, interesting betting thing. So, the Eagles, as we know, they've struggled. They came out 7.5-point favorites. They actually took the game off the board right now until they figure out what's going on with Andy Dalton.
You witnessed the murder, and they were just like, shit, man, get this ginger off the fucking field.
Way the Eagles play! They only came out with a 1-point victory against the Giants. For them to be favored by 7.5 points lets you know how much of a dumpster fire the Cowboys are. Mike McCarthy came out and publicly got on his team because when Andy Dalton took that, listen, that was the cheap hit by that Bostic hit. And that nobody kind of stood up for Andy Dalton. And now there's an anonymous report that one of the teammates of Andy Dalton said, well, he was chewing out the offensive line. He got what he deserved.
Wow.
Dude, I've seen high school teams that don't bicker like this. Like, it is bananas. And I'm loving every minute of it.
So last week, I said that the Eagles were going to win the division at 8-7-1. Correct? And then I stopped. So I didn't think y'all was ready. But y'all ready now. Just based off what I'm getting ready to tell y'all going to know how I feel about our Philadelphia Eagles, especially this week. Because, ladies and gentlemen, and sir, what I am about to give you is not a prediction, but a spoiler. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to go 8-7-1. They're going to host a playoff game. And you know who's going to come to town? BDN and the Chicago Bears. This is going to be Carson Wentz's comeback tour and payback tour, should I say. His payback tour to everything that led to all the doubters. He's going to play BDN. He's going to beat the Bears.
Listening to you, I forgot how to pour a beer. Go ahead.
He's going to go. He's going to. BDN's going to come. He's going to teabag that statue of Nick Foles at the link.
Nick Foles?
And a statue of Nick Foles. He's going to teabag.
Who's going to do that?
Carson.
I thought you said Nick was going to teabag
No,
himself.
Carson is going to teabag that statue that we have of our backup quarterback to let him know what it is. Okay? Then we're going to go out to LA for the divisional round.
Well, that would mean that the Rams are the 1 seed.
No, because we wouldn't be the lower seed, Joey.
We're the 4 seed.
We're the 4 seed. There's going to be a lower seed. The Rams are going to upset somebody. Oh, yeah, shit.
Right.
Well, anyway.
I'm about to say, you picking the Rams to leapfrog the Seahawks?
No.
Yeah, see? That's what you call putting a wrench in the plans.
You know what? We won't be Chicago. And then. No, I don't have to play. We're going to beat Chicago. We're going to beat the Rams. The team that hurt Carson Wentz's knee.
We're going to beat the Rams when?
Divisional round. The Rams are going to upset somebody and they're going to come to Philly.
How would the Rams... The only way the Rams...
There's 7 teams this year. There's not 6.
Right, so you're saying that... Wait. If we're going to play the Rams, okay,
right,
and the Rams are coming to Philadelphia.
Yes.
That's what you just said.
Yes.
That would be the NFC Championship game. Are you saying that the Eagles are going to make it to the NFC Championship game?
They're going to play the Rams because the Rams are going to play. They're going to beat a higher seed, but we're going to be a higher seed than the Rams, and they're going to beat us.
But we're
going to beat them.
But they reseed. This is what I'm saying. So if
Seattle's going to be the number 1 seed.
Correct. They have the bye.
They have the bye. They're the only team that has a bye.
So then you're saying that the Rams would then play Seattle and beat Seattle.
No. Because the Rams are going to be a higher wild card than they would be the lowest wild card.
It doesn't matter. They're a wild card. So what happens, because the Eagles are the divisional winner.
Yes.
So they would need, in order to have a home playoff game, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So the following week, you would have to say that either one or two things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Either the 6 and 7 seeds both beat the 2 and 3, which you're saying, I'm assuming, let's say for argument's sake, the Bucks and the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying both of those teams lose in order for the Rams to play the Eagles in the divisional round?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're saying that the Eagles are going to beat one of the other, either the Packers or the Bucks or the Saints, whoever makes it, and then go to the championship game where they play the Rams. Are you calling for the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl? That's what I'm asking.
Hold on. He's going to beat Brady in the second round. Now that you said that.
Okay.
He's going to beat Brady, which Nick Foles did. So he's going to beat Brady in the playoff game.
Okay.
He's going to exercise that demon.
Okay.
He's going to play Seattle. He's going to exercise that. That's his own personal demon that he has. Can't beat Seattle. Okay? But hold up. Wait a minute. Now, I'm not finished.
So he's going to beat the Bucks. He's going to beat Seattle. He's going to beat Nick Foles. And they just have an extra playoff game?
You got to go to the Super Bowl, dipshit. You got 3 games.
So he's not beating the Rams anymore.
No, he's not beating the Rams anymore. That's what I just said. Never mind. He's beating Tampa in the second round.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? He's going to beat them. Then we are going to the Super Bowl. We are going to the Super Bowl. Okay? Where it's going to be Kansas City. It's going to be the mentor, Andy Reid. The mentor, Andy Reid, with his young buck quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I can see Andy Reid making it to the Super Bowl, yes. Okay.
Doug Peterson and his young stallion.
Hakeem Butler?
Carson Wentz. I just need you to real quick.
Oh, that's okay. I need to drink something to deal with this shit.
Because, listen, y'all need to, y'all thinking I'm crazy. I'm telling y'all it's going to happen. When those clocks hit 00 at the end of that Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, 2 brothers, same mothers, proudly will bring to you your NFL Super Bowl champs of the world, Ginger Jesus Carson Wentz. I don't don't know how to offense without Frank Wright, Dougie P. Your Philadelphia Eagles.
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
What did you put in your pipe and smoke before you started? So I will say this. PlayStation 5 comes out in November because obviously you're turning off the system after that happens because it can't be in real life. You got to be talking about Madden.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So I'm guessing you're saying that they beat Dallas this week?
They're going to beat Dallas. Well, I have two scores here. Two scores. With Andy Dalton, they beat Dallas 27-23. Without Andy Dalton, they beat them 31-10. We're winning the Super Bowl, bro.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
We're winning the Super Bowl, Eagles fans. We hop on that Wentz wagon because because guess what happens? Wentz has kept us in every fucking game this year, other than the Rams game, and he was playing bad. Has kept us in every single and guess what happens? We get healthy. When everybody else is starting to drop like flies, at the end of the year, any football fan knows that people can say what they want, think I'm crazy. The healthiest team in the league, when it comes to playoffs, normally is the team that wins it. And I think we will be the healthiest team in the league.
The healthiest team with the most talent.
So Fogel's not good? Ringer's not going to be good? I think Ringer's going to be good. I think
Fogel or Mike Evans?
I think, huh?
Fogel or Mike Evans?
2 catch Mike Evans? Fuck him. Fuck Tom Brady.
Well, I agree with that. Now that, I don't think I drink anymore. What the fuck is going on?
Fuck that. I can't say midget. Little person in Seattle. Mister, I can't win without my third string running back.
I need to drink more to believe this shit.
We are winning the Super Bowl. We are winning it. EAGLES Eagles. We are winning the Super Bowl. We're getting deuce, baby. Deuce. We getting deuce. We getting deuce. We getting the deuce, baby. Come on, cheer me up. Come on, man. You are so fucking you're such an Eagles fan. Cheer me up, baby. Let's go.
I need to drink a little more to kind of get this.
We are winning the Super Bowl, people. Let's go. You about to get sick. I'm not taking no shots. I gotta drive to Maryland.
Shots! 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 Everybody!
If we make it to the Super Bowl, I want y'all to put in comments how he can't fucking cheer for them. He's not allowed to cheer for the Eagles because he doubts us. He doubts the Bronco, baby. He doubts 11. He doubts us. You doubt us.
After 8 shots, I believe it, baby. Let's cheer. Woo! Eagles to the Super Bowl, baby. Travis Fulgham, MVP of the Super Bowl this year, baby. Let's do it.
The Bronco. Yeah, it was that Fulgham.
Yeah, Fulgham.
Yeah, no, Wentz is going to be MVP.
Bad mother Fulgham.
I do like that bad mother Fulgham.
So,
fly, baby, fly.
We're gonna leave you with some Daniel Jones bloopers. Till next week.
Go Birds!
Se puede ir y se fue. No, el balón se cayó, se tropezó. absolutely all alone, and he trails.